Hello everyone, welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. Today I have a very special video for you all. See, a few years ago I used to live in Japan. It was there that I made some friends, some Australian friends, who introduced me to a snack, a very certain delicacy, one that I have been hunting for years now since I've been back in the United States for almost 4 or 5 years now. I literally couldn't find it anywhere in the United States. The only place I could find it was Amazon, and wow, was it expensive, but finally, today, we found them. We found them, boys. Tim Tams. Freaking Tim Tams, boys. Yep, that's right, Tim Tams. Technically a cookie, but I don't really know if we're gonna call them a cookie. They're almost more like candy at the end of the day. They're like this chocolate cookie-esque biscuit with a layer of chocolate that is covered on the outside. And wow, are they freaking amazing. These are hands down one of my most favorite, like, sweet treat, like, snacks that you can buy. And I swear, I could not find them anywhere for the life of me in the United States. But finally, though, we found them just by happen chance at a random international market that I was at maybe like 30 minutes away from where I live. For whatever reason, they're just not commonly shipped to the United States. They are made in Australia. They are from Australia. My Australian homies, viewers out there know all about what I'm talking about with Tim Tams. I was lucky enough to get to try these from some of my Australian friends when I was living in Japan. And oh my God, I was absolutely in heaven, and I've been searching for them ever since. I've bought them on Amazon a couple of times, but they are expensive. But finally, I managed to find them, and we managed to find 4 flavors. So today on Fraud on the Telly, we're going to be trying these Tim Tams. I'm going to be eating them. We're going to be talking about them. I'm going to be sharing my love for these amazing, chocolatey, delicious snack with you all. You guys can go get some Tim Tams later today if you're feeling up to it. Not sponsored, by the way, Tim Tams. Hit your boy up. Okay, so as we said, we got a number of flavors. This is not all of the flavors that Tim Tams has, but this is all the flavors they had at the store that I was at. We have the original. Basically, it is a chocolate, a milk, intense chocolate with kind of a layer on the outside. We've got a cookie on the inside, a crunchy kind of cookie with like a layer of filling on the inside of that. This is the original. It's very rich. It's very good. They're 190 calories for 2 cookies, so actually not as bad as you might think. Then we have the dark chocolate, same thing, but it's dark. I'm a big dark chocolate guy. This I already know I'm gonna love. Next we have mint, almost thin mint-esque, and then finally we have the chewy caramel classic. Now these have been sitting in my freezer overnight, so that's gonna be interesting as well. So I'm very curious to see how this is gonna go. I think we're just going to start with the old classic, the original. I'm just going to put these over here for now. Now, these are very hard to describe, in my opinion, the taste of them. It's very hard for me to describe the taste of a Tim Tam. As far as texture goes, it's most similar, I think, to like a chocolate-covered Oreo. The shell on the outside is very similar to like a chocolate-covered Oreo shell on the outside, and the crunch is similar to the crunch of an Oreo. But it doesn't taste like that at all. The original Tim Tam doesn't really have anything that I can think of off the top of my head that it really tastes like. Bon appetit. Let's just go in for it, shall we? Very excited to eat this. It's so good, man. Look, I don't know if we can see this on camera. Get the layers on the inside. It's got this crunchy layer on the outside with the hard chocolate shell, and then it's got this filling layer. Normally this is a little more moist, but because it was sitting in the freezer, it's kind of hardened a little bit, which is fine. It's still good. It's almost kind of like a Twix, but like nowhere near as good. Like nowhere near as good. But it has kind of the same texture. Crunch kind of is like a Twix bar, very similar. More milk chocolatey, very rich, not like Hershey's milk chocolate, hard to describe. Kind of more like maybe like British milk chocolate than like Hershey's-esque milk chocolate. Great. You know, nowadays all these snack companies have been coming out with these crazy flavors and concepts and ideas, right? I mean, look at Oreo, I mean, Takis, like any of these guys, all these companies now have these crazy flavors, crazy ideas, Kit Kats, you know what I mean? It's all over the place. Tim Tams has a bit of that, but it's not too crazy. But I really think you gotta judge these types of things, these types of snacks on the original, you know what I mean? And the original is absolutely amazing. It's very rich, it's very good. They're addicting. You could pound the entire package easily in one sitting with some milk if you wanted to. They're very good in milk, by the way. But they're super rich, so also you can eat one and be fine because it is like a lot. That's why I describe it's almost more like a candy bar, almost, than like an actual cookie in terms of like its richness and sweetness, at least in my opinion. Okay, what do we want to go to next? What am I feeling up to? Let's try the mint, shall we? I think the mint's gonna be really good. We got the mint. They look very thin minty. Very thin mint-esque. Here we go. You can see this is the dark chocolate mint. So this is the dark chocolate cookie with a mint filling instead of a dark chocolate filling. So I imagine the dark chocolate is going to taste like this, but without mint. So let's give it a shot. Yo. That's good. That's real good, man. If you've had a thin mint, my American viewers, Girl Scout cookies, this tastes like a thin mint with darker chocolate, more rich. It just tastes like a better thin mint. Like just overall in every way, just a better thin mint. Like honestly, that's a pretty accurate description, I think. I'm gonna go in for another bite. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the most accurate description I could give, is like a giga thin mint. Like a thin mint on steroids. I'm going to save this one. I don't want to eat all these guys as much as I do want to. It will make me sick. I will get sick from sugar. It will make me feel sick. So we'll maybe eat at least most of them and then I'll save them. Okay, well, we had the dark chocolate mint. I think we tried the classic dark to have something to compare it to, right? That was very good, by the way. I almost like that as much as the original, but the original is good. Very different from the original. We can say this is also dark. Yeah, this looks very much like the one we just got. I will probably like this. I love dark chocolate. I'm a big, bitter dark chocolate fan, so I already know I'm going to probably like this. I mean, if the original Tim Tam is a 10, like, the mint one is like somewhere between a 9 and a 10. You know what I mean? It's just as good. If you don't like mint chocolate, then you won't like it, I guess. But if you like thin mints, you'll love that. Like, that's way better than a thin mint, but it's very similar. Okay, let's go with the dark chocolate, shall we? Yeah. Okay. There's the inside. I'm curious what is it? Oh, I think the inside is also dark chocolate. I don't think it's the same as the original Tim Tam. I think it is also dark chocolate. It tastes not bitter like dark chocolate. It's a very smooth dark chocolate. You know, it's very light. It's not like a 75% or plus. I'm not sure. I don't think so, at least. It's not that bitter. But it is noticeably less flavor intense than the original, which I really like. I feel like I could eat a lot more of these because they are not as like crazy rich, you know, so I'm down for that. And I love dark chocolate. So these are just as good. These are like a 10 for sure. 10 for sure. Oh, and by the way, just for a note, here is the mint dark next to the dark. And so you can tell a difference. You see what I'm saying? You can't see an inside difference here. I don't know if the camera picks this up. Okay, finally, we have the chewy caramel. It's funny how people say caramel in different ways. I believe they also have another caramel flavor, Tim Tam, I mean, that is a sea salt caramel. It's supposed to be some special sea salt, if I remember. I remember reading about it, and it's like some special sea salt from like some fucking lake or ocean or some shit in Australia. Anyway, it looks good. I love sea salt caramel, but this, my friends, is the chewy caramel. You can see it looks kind of like a normal Tim Tam from the outside, but inside awaits a chewy goodness, a chewy center. So, yeah, nothing more to say than that. I have a feeling that this one is going to be the most candy bar-esque of them all. So, here we go. Oh, hold up. That's interesting. So, you can see here on the package that
nice.
It's supposed to be a chewy, stringy caramel. You know what I mean? But because I froze them, it's not as stringy and chewy. You can tell. Look at the middle there. But you can still taste it. You can still taste the caramel. But that's very interesting. It's not as chewy as I think it's supposed to be. Oh, the caramel flavor. Oh. Guys, I found the chewy. That worried me for a second. I legitimately thought that crunching sound was my tooth. There's the chewy right there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. This is... That's very candy bar-esque. Kind of like what's the candy bar with the caramel in it? Is it a Snickers? Kind of like a Snickers almost, in how the caramel is chewy. But it's like a original Tim Tam with like, yeah, some chewy caramel in it. And I like it. I think it's good. Pretty solid. I think I would like the sea salt more because I'm a sucker for sea salt caramel. I think it's fucking amazing. This is also very good though. It's so weird though. The caramel froze, and look, there's like a hole where the caramel got pulled out. That's funny. The caramel, I gotta give maybe a 9. It was good. I think it was the one that I probably, if I had to pick which one not to buy, if I could only buy 3 of these 4, I think I would pass on the caramel. But I think I want to try the salted caramel because I really like salted caramel. But the chewy was just a lot for me. It probably would be better if it wasn't frozen. The other ones frozen were absolutely great. Honestly, I think my favorite is the original because of, one, the nostalgia it brings back from my time in Japan. Also, it's just so fucking rich and good. They're so addicting. But honestly, all of them are good. I would eat them all. The mint one is the only thing that's comparable. Maybe this is the caramel one is slightly comparable to like a Snickers or some kind of caramel like chocolate bar you would eat in here in America, something like that. But the flavor of the other ones are really hard to compare. The dark chocolate is very different from the original. It's a very noticeable change. They're both very good, but they're different. The dark chocolate is way more like you'd think with dark chocolate. It's not nearly as intense. But it's a different flavor pattern, but it's very, very good. I like them all. Surprisingly though, the thin mint one, the mint one, I keep calling it the thin mint one. The mint one right here is probably my surprising favorite. I thought I would like the dark chocolate one a lot, which I do, but I'm surprised by how much I really enjoyed this one. Like I said, it tastes very, very similar to a thin mint, but just way better. Just like, not that thin mints are bad, but it's just like even better than a thin mint, if that makes sense. So let me know in the comments down below, which Tim Tam do you think looked the best? Which one did you want to try? I just want to make this video because I absolutely freaking love these snacks. They're amazing, and they are very, very hard to find here in the United States. At least I had a hard time finding them. Just a note, if you do want to find them, I paid around $4 each for each of these packages of Tim Tams. So I would try to find them for around that price or cheaper if you can. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching my content. If you enjoy the video or learn something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And normal media related content in the future. This was just a fun little episode of Fraud Tries because I really, really enjoy these stacks, and they really do hold this weird nostalgic place in my mind and in my heart. And so I hope you try them. As always, I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Until next time, peace, love, Aru.